I've studied over 1,000 Facebook ad creatives, and here's exactly what I learned from this analysis. Now, with that said, across our entire client pool at paidadvertising.com, I've spent over $10 million in the last 12 months, and I've analyzed very recently on this channel over $1 billion in sales data from Triple Wall to bring you today's insights. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. If you don't yet know who I am, you're new to the channel, my name is Justin, and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an online marketing growth firm specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So, with this said, the one thing I've seen this space lacking is creative theory understanding. I see a lot of YouTubers, also a lot of marketers, and perhaps just brand owners on Twitter speaking about marketing fundamentals by the day. It's really picking up now in the space, more specifically the e-commerce space. I feel like a lot of lead generation and local businesses, marketers are not yet at that level, nor even thinking about these principles, right? I'm going a step beyond the marketing fundamentals in this video. So if you're unfamiliar with the marketing fundamentals, it's the theory of awareness level, of mass market desires, of market sophistication, and finding essentially the persona that kind of combines all of these elements together to make a winning ad creative. Now, that's good, that's great, but I do think that this space lacks the next step beyond having the marketing fundamentals right, and that is creative theory. So creative theory is the difference between making a good ad and an ad that looks good, right? Because one doesn't automatically equal the other. Now, good will always prevail over looks, meaning a fundamentally sound ad that has the right desire, the right market awareness level, the right sophistication stage, the right positioning for the right audience is gonna outperform any other ad. No matter how good another ad looks like, it could be the best ad, the best, painting somebody could have seen, but if it's not targeted to the right person and it doesn't hold the right fundamentals, it won't perform. So good always overlooks. An example of that, which I've talked on a channel recently, is Sam Sulek, right? If you've ever seen his YouTube channel, that's a guy that you can't really teach that, right? This guy has the fundamentals down to the core. He's authentic, he's great, he's got, the content right, people love him, but would you say the channel looks good? Would you say whatever he does essentially is like top-notch quality? Probably not, but he's authentic with it. The messaging prevails over the looks, right? But what will always prevail over good? Well, good plus looks, right? Always. So if you have a fundamentally sound ad that looks good, you're gonna outperform anybody else within this space. I'll show you examples of that in the upcoming minutes across various industries. So both across the e-commerce and lead generation spaces in the upcoming minutes. Now, how do you acquire such a skill? How do you acquire creative theory understanding? Well, one, you get a graphic design degree. I say that here because quite frankly, I think this is something that I personally am extremely grateful to have gotten. I've did my full education, got my diploma in graphic and web design, and I think that's helped me understand creative theory, which is something that people that don't have a creative background wouldn't have. So although a lot of people that aren't native to the D2C space, we usually tend to kind of shit on people outside of the space because we're like, you're traditional marketers, you don't really get D2C, but a lot of these people have some of these creative theory understanding that some of us online marketers who kind of grew up with, these media buying hacks, these techniques, these kind of buttons to push online, we didn't really have to learn these principles. So that's one way. Watch YouTube videos, obviously a lot of great channels. If you want to check out Chris Do, I think he's great. He's got a lot, especially his old school videos. He's got a lot of great videos on creative theory understanding if you want to kind of master some of that. Also, if you want to join our free school community, linked in the description down below, we touch ever so slightly on this. Our private community, we touch a little bit more on that, but the free school community is also a good place to start. Now, let me show you what I mean by looks, okay? So this is an ad that I found actually through 4Play's library of ads that they have. Let's take a look at it, right? Let's just break it down for a second. Now, I don't know whether or not this ad works. I've got no way of knowing if it performs. Perhaps it performed great. All I'm gonna say is no matter its performance level, assuming it's fundamentally sound, this ad, better design, would have most likely or most definitely performed better. So first of all, is chance really what we want to emphasize here? Because at a glance, the word that is emphasized that pops is chance. So that's the first word I read, chance. Like, okay, do we want to emphasize chance or the urgency that this is your last chance? I don't know, right? You tell me. Now, hierarchy and scale and color theory are important here because same thing here. Chance is emphasized because it's bigger, right? Principle of hierarchy and scale, but also through color theory, right? It's emphasized through a different color that just stands out from the rest. So in this case, was there a conscious decision to make it happen? I don't know. But now, unequal spacing between top and bottom elements. Look at this. This is super close to the edge of the top, whereas there's a little bit of space here at the bottom. This could have been spaced out better. Again, just visually speaking, people essentially just would have responded better with an ad that is laid out better. Now here, again, talking about spacing, why is this text overlapping on this one, right? There's no reason for that to be happening. In fact, this is already slightly behind the camper here. Well, we could have made that a little lower. And then now that's just me being picky, but if I kind of go a little bit more right here, look at this, okay? You can see through the camper's roof, but then the text doesn't show through, right? It's not really behind, is it? It's just kind of cut by the top layer of this here, which that's just something a professional designer would have caught, right? So I'm showing you things here that makes the looks very important on an ad like this one. Now let me show you a second ad right here, which is much better laid out. First of all, the creative theory principle of visual flow and direction. Well, look at this. What do you see first? You see a big, bold concept headline, and it's a great headline. Awesome. What is the second thing I see? I see a bunch of testimonials and social proof. Great. And then as I continue kind of looking at it, one thing that will stand out to me is this yellow outline over this person in the middle, right? She looks happy. There's always been proven somebody smiling on an ad has a better chance of converting than somebody who wouldn't be smiling on this ad. Now, number one hoodie blanket, so a lot of social proof again. I keep reading the brand's name and then Trustpilot. So this is an ad here with a bunch of social proof. We're probably trying to get, product aware audiences here, right? People that already know of the product or very similar products perhaps, and we're just trying to get them through the door because it's just like a massive social proof into one ad. But now yet again, looking at the color right here, okay, this is contrasting enough with the background, right? Because the background is light blue, but this is a navy or blue, right? And if I look at the brand's website, this fits perfectly with the brand colors. So we're on brand, but we're also having a contrast here with still fitting essentially colors that work well together. Great. Okay. Now again, this is still going into color theory right here. Complementary colors. We're using yellow to create an outline or to create an emphasis on a bluer kind of background and predominant blue colors. Yet again, blue and yellow are complementary colors. So that again is color theory, which therefore is creative theory. That is something that naturally the human eye will look at complementary colors and thinks they fit better together. Awesome. Theory of alignment. Well, look at it. Everything is in place. Everything is perfectly centered. There's not like a single weird element out here like, nah, why is this placed that way, right? Which leads me into balance and symmetry. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 testimonials on both sides of the person right here. So everything's in balance, everything is symmetrical, and this is an ad that looks good. Once again, this is the why. I'm showing you the behind the scenes. A lot of the time, humans will see an ad and be like, damn, that's a good ad, okay? Well, usually if it's a good ad, it's because, again, it's fundamentally aligned. The fundamental principles of marketing are there. When people see an ad and be like, wow, this looks good, that's because the creative theory is respected right here. We've made sure that this ad aligns with the creative theory principles. So in recap, and I'll show you another example in a second of some ads essentially for all of you folks in the lead generation space. But making good ads is the creative strategist plus the media buyer's job, right? The media buyer analyzes the data, understands the overarching strategy, and feeds that to the creative strategist, in which the creative strategist will look at the marketing fundamentals, will look at all of the data provided by the media buyer, and make a decision essentially to create a fundamentally sound ad. But make it good looking ads is the ad editor's job, right? You want to have somebody that understands this creative theory. And as Virgil Abloh once said, which I shared on the channel recently, create something new by only changing a process, a product, or a perspective, etc. by 3%. In other words, find a good ad, an ad that is fundamentally sound in your competition, right? Look at your competitors' ads. It's been live for a long time from a competitor, which then it's probably going to be a good ad if it's been live for that long, and simply tailor it according to the creative theory fundamentals. And you get with something like this, right? Which ad do you think performs best? I was looking at ads essentially for pain relief, right? And I came across this one. So you literally look, both of these ads are about knee pain amongst other types of pains. But then I saw this ad, which was literally like a 16:9 photo of like, do you have knee pain? With like 3 question marks and showing like somebody like holding their knee. And this other ad, which has actually a video ad here on the right. Look at the thumbnail, right? Look at it. A clear headline at the top. Although it's a very simple ad, it still respects theory of alignment, right? It also respects the rule of thirds. If you look at this, right, the rule of thirds, it's that any sort of ad or picture can be divided in kind of 3 quarters. Well, look at this right here. Going back to it, it's pretty much it, right? You have here on the 1/3, you have essentially pictures of different pains, and look at how they're divided, right, into these essentially sections, right? So if I look at this image as an example, we have one type of pain, one type of pain, one type of pain, And then the rest, the 2/3 of the image is the doctor right here about to speak on the device. Now, same thing here. She's smiling. What do you know? Ads with people smile tend to perform better. Great. It's 2 ads by 2 competitors about a similar issue they're both trying to fix. And I'm just letting you know that I've tested ads like these in both like back pain and knee pain customers that we had actually, or that were offering services solving these problems, I should say. And an ad like this is always going to outperform a very simple ad. And I think we're due for a reform in this online space. I've seen so many, especially lead generation businesses, having like very simple stock image ads, very, very simple ads that, you know, everybody can kind of get access to. And although these perform, if you want to make some noise in this space, just get in with some killer video ads. You're going to outperform anybody. That's honestly more specific to these local businesses in the e-commerce space. And I'm letting you know right here, 2 ads here, both in different spaces. But if I just keep toggling between the 2, this is a much more visually appealing ad. And I think now that we have so many companies coming out like Creative Donut, or we have Creative OS and such, it basically are like swap files that you can pay for and get access to a bunch of these static ads. These guys are raising the standard for static ads because they're creating ads that look good for the most part. You just have to make sure that the content that you put within this ad is fundamentally sound with the type of messaging and audience you want to target. But they're raising the bar because they're literally feeding you ads that look good. Now, all your job is to basically look at the back end. So, on a recap, kind of going back to the point of this video, after studying thousands of ad creatives, I'm telling you, good ads will always outperform looks. But if you can combine looks and a fundamentally sound ad, so fundamentally sound and creative theory sound ads, you're going to outperform anybody in this space. Now, if you've watched this video all the way through and you are an e-commerce brand, you want to work with a Meta, TikTok, and Google partner, click the link down below and book in a call to speak with our team today. With that being said, I'll invite you to check out other videos of the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.